I'm excited today for this mod, guys. I have missed this option since I got rid of my F-150, and I am talking about Sync 3. Sync 3 with the 8-inch touchscreen and the navigation. I miss it. I miss it. I know you could buy a stock or a replacement head unit, aftermarket, get all that stuff. I want OEM. As you know, this guy's got Sync 1 in it with the little tiny 4-inch screen, no navigation. So I'm ready. And I've got the stuff here finally. And actually it didn't take that long, maybe a week and a half. Majority of the unit came from China, but it's all OEM Ford stuff. I don't know how they do it, but before we get into it, after the intro here, I'll take you to the website and show you exactly what I did. Okay, so this is the website that I purchased it from, and this is the exact kit that I purchased here. I purchased it with navigation and North America maps. If you do not want navigation, you can click down here and the price gets a whole lot cheaper. Now, I'm guessing most people who do this are going to want navigation, and in my opinion, I think it's worth the difference, even though it is a big difference. But if you guys are serious about doing this, this is what I did. You can see that right now it's $16.19, save $180, and the sale is good for another 10 hours. They usually do these sales for a few days. Now, tomorrow this price could go back up to normal price, which is $1,800, or they could just start another sale. My point is I watched this website for quite a while. I got the best sale that I came across. So when I did it, it was $360 off, and I got the whole shebang for $14.39. So be patient and wait for the low on this and then order it. So what I'm going to do here to demonstrate this, I'm going to check back in here tomorrow, and then we're going to see what this price goes to, just to show you how much it changes. So let's jump into tomorrow. Alright guys, so checking back in, $17.99. So right now it's at full price, but like I said, stop back in as often as you can to find out the best deal on this, and your patience will pay off just like mine did. Alright, so now on to the unboxing. So we're gonna start. I got two separate packages. One came from Hong Kong and the other one came from a local salvage yard. Local meaning the continental 48 states, local, but from a salvage yard. So this is everything except the radio bezel. So this is from a salvage yard, and this is the radio bezel. So we'll start with this. So all right. So here is the bezel. So it's got the spot for the 8-inch touchscreen. It has the CD slot and the two buttons, which I needed. And it's dirty. Couple things. I don't have auto on off, okay? I have a hill descent here. And then down here, I don't have heated seats, okay? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna swap these buttons and this unit for my stock one. Update. So I tore the back cover off of here. It's all circuit boards. I can do that. I just don't want to. So I'm gonna leave it like this. I popped out the top two buttons so I can swap them to the other one. So let's get inside the truck and start ripping the old out. So unboxing the other box. This is a bunch of plastic trim removal tools. I got a ton of those. This is the USB connection cable, because your USB plug for sync is going to be different. That has to be swapped out. your conversion harness from sync 1 to sync 3, and it also includes a video input for a rear view camera if you don't have one already. If you do, it should be plug and play. This is the USB port that is going to be replaced. This is the 3.0, or sorry, this is for the sync 3, and it has a USB-C on it and a normal USB. So that's that. They give you an ELM 327. I don't know why it says that, but this is an ELM 327 adapter. If you use ForeScan to change anything in the APIM. This is supposed to be plug and play, so I already have one of these. We'll find out if it's plug and play or not. And then here we have the 8-inch touchscreen with the APIM attached. The APIM is the module that controls the radio and everything to do with it. So this is brand new, supposedly. So the APIM is right here. It's this module on the back. And that's all we need. I mean, I'm talking like a pro. I've never done this before, but let's find out. Center speaker or your speaker cover, whichever. If you have a speaker, doesn't matter, but that's the first thing that's got to come out. There's your cover. And then there's a couple of bolts back there you got to take out first. Now I have had to remove this once already, so I know I only have one bolt back there. Not sure what happened to it. 7 mil. There she is. Okay. Now, next that them two bolts are out, which I only have one, you got to pop this piece up here. And if you have the center speaker, you're going to want to unplug your center speaker. And then this is a wire from something they had on there. SureCall? I don't know. SureCall is surely going to get off of here, I can tell you that. I don't know what that garbage is. Alright, set this aside. Next, more bolts. 2 here, 7 mil. Next, pull the whole thing forward. Just like that. So, after you get it unclipped, you've got a bunch of plugs to unplug on the back. All of them plug or unplug a different way, have a different release on it. Just take your time, figure it out. Like I'm gonna here. So you got your 2 plugs at the top, 2 plugs here at the bottom. Old one's out. Okay, get them out of the way here a little bit. Push them out back. Now we're gonna take these 4 bolts out, 7 mil. Okay, now your screen pulls out. So you want to disconnect your screen. I don't know why they got to use so many different style connectors on here, but they do. Okay, 4-inch screen down. Now, may have to get rid of this too. I think we do. Yeah. That ain't gonna go there. So yeah, so now we gotta remove these 2 bolts. And I believe that's actually, yeah, that's the old APIM. that we are not going to use. Then you got your USB plug on the bottom here. And this is the one we're going to replace with the new one. And then another connector here. And there's your old A-pin. So now we'll set that aside. And the first order of business we're going to do is actually replace so this old USB plug, it's all tied up. I mean, I'm not sure what it's tied into. But I am going to leave it in here just so I don't have to mess with it. I'm just going to push it to the back. And then I'll just forget about it. You could remove it, I suppose. But next order of business, let's kind of push this stuff towards the back. Get it out of the way here. Next order of business down here. This is where my plug is at because I have the center console. So I'm pretty sure that this guy just pops out of here. So let's see if that works for me. Oh yeah, just like that. There she is. Oh, okay, so the cable's connected to this. So I suppose that I can't leave the cable in. That wouldn't be good. Okay. I'm gonna take the radio out so I have more room to work. And yes, this is the actual radio down here, because I'm gonna have to snake this through here somehow. This should be a little quicker. Right. Alright, so your radio here, I am gonna disconnect everything. There are 4 plugs on the radio. Alright, now I got room to work. So, this is our old... Alright, I'm gonna get this piece out of the way too. Not sure what it does. Just for the bottom of the trim panel, I think. So I just need all the room I can get here to find out what this maze of stuff is going to. Man, there's a lot of wires in these things, you know? Alright, so I'll come in here and I'll show you with the GoPro what's happening here. That cord for that plug is in here fixed to 2 spots. Well, this cord up here, I mean, I had to pry 2 spots off of that too. So there's a little nub here that we're gonna push out. It's a push pin. Just trying to get it out of there to loosen up the cable. So there's one. The other one's right there. Okay. All right, let me show you what took so long. So pulling this plug out, I guess there is a plug on the back that you can actually pull it out, but either way, this plug here basically is just a union between the plug top and the plug, or the cable, the top cable and the bottom cable. That's all it is. And that was connected down there, and that is what I couldn't really get out. So now that I got it, I can like unplug it here, and then I can finish feeding the wires through, the new wires. Okay, there. That's the top wire, and that's gone. Done. Finished. This is the bottom wire. It comes through down here. Now, tricky part is you're not just replacing it with the new wire. You are also running the power to the USB from your new harness, adapter harness. So, like I showed you, this is the new adapter harness. And you just get the power supply, which is right here, and then these two are going to feed down into there, and then we can swap our plug out. Problem number 2. What's wrong with this? So, the new one is way bigger. This one's smaller, and I know why. I have the center console in here. Smaller. When you don't have the center console, you have this bigger one, and I specifically put in the notes that I had the center console. So this is very frustrating for me, because now what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to trace this out down here and like Dremel it out so this can fit. So really, really irritating. So that's a negative, definitely. But we'll get through it. So, all right, I'll figure it out. All right, so I guess you guys can see how sloppy this is going to be. But it's the same width, so that's good. But I'm gonna have to make it longer on both ends to try and even it out a bit. That's gonna be tough. So I'm just gonna roughly mark it here and hope for the best. You know how it goes. Yeah, that's a great straight edge there, Alan. Well, and I don't have anything small like a Dremel either. I've got this big old Banshee thing here. But, I mean, it'll work on the top. I don't know how I'm going to get down to the bottom there, but maybe I'll just do it all on the top. Alright, here goes nothing, and, I mean, I don't want to hit the wires either, so, literally, here goes nothing. Need to make it smaller. This is going to be a crapshoot, and this is... Ooh, it's chipping away. A little bit more. Alright. I might call that good for right now. I'm going to finish fishing the wires through and plug this in and see if it sits in there. So I taped the new wires to the old wire so I could fish it through pretty easy. Now, I'll plug the power in and USB. I'll try it. Oh man, just a little bit more. But, you know, that's what you want. You want to go a little bit at a time. You don't want to overdo it. Can't work backwards. Can't put my material back on. There we go. So, I made a big deal out of it, guys, but that was actually pretty simple. I kind of feel bad now, but hey, there it is. It's clicked in and everything. So I'm gonna grab the shop vac here and vacuum up this nonsense, and we can get going. Okay, well, I got that good. So I'm gonna put this little bottom trim piece back on here. I cleaned up all the dust and stuff that you can't get to under there when it's put together, so. Okay. Now, fish this. First I'm gonna fish the USB wire up. Which, man, they give you a lot. I'll tell you what. Okay, so back into this maze of messiness. We'll start connecting this stuff up then, I guess. So I failed to mention that they sent a USB drive with installation instructions on it. So before we plug the radio back in, we need to connect this harness right here to the radio harness. And it's gonna be the only one that, you know, fits. Okay. So now when we plug the radio in, it's going to be this connector and then the other three that we unplugged. So now that that is out of the way, I can get the radio back. back here and start plugging stuff back in. So the new harness. Then if you're wondering about why I got all these taps in here, it's for my high level inputs for my sub that I connected. That's in a different video. But just in case you're wondering and you hadn't seen that video. Okay, so now we're good to, well, okay, so one thing, make sure you put your harness back up there. Come on, Alan. World, bro. Tuck the harness in here. There. You know, wires. Gotta love them. More the better, right? The more the merrier. No. Right. Alright. Let's see if we can keep all these wires out of the way and get this radio back in here. There we go. CD's in. Okay, CD's in, USB's in. Now, the rest of this harness. Let's figure this bad boy out. Okay, so little plug here. Gonna go to little plug here. I mean, it's all, these plugs aren't gonna plug into anything else. I mean, it's gonna be pretty easy to figure it out. And then you got big plug here. This is gonna go into big plug.
How long until you think you're gonna be done?
Probably an hour.
Okay. I mean, we could take the Z3 if you're not.
It's raining.
Oh yeah, sprinkling.
Yeah.
No, we could. No, mom's closed. We can take the old thing.
Yeah, we got the old truck. No, it's drivable without this, but I'd just rather not.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I mean, we got time left. You still got school, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right, back on track here, guys. We are ready for the touchscreen now. Touchscreen and the APIM. So I'm gonna go get that. All right. So one more thing we got is the GPS antenna, and I am not sure where Ford actually mounts this thing. Factory. I think it goes right here up in top. It looks like that's the spot for it. That's crazy, huh? Wouldn't that be something? So GPS antenna, this is where I put it. There's a little push pin right there. I pulled that out, set the GPS antenna there, push the push pin back in, and that's all she wrote. Now that the GPS antenna is in place, there is another cable for it that actually connects to the APIM. It's almost like a little extension cable is all. So fish this through here, plug her in, and we have the rest hanging out. So now it's time to plug everything in here to the APIM. Alright, so everything is self-explanatory on the back, or should be. You know, so you've got, we'll start here with the GPS antenna. GPS antenna plugs in right here. Okay, GPS antenna is done. And then we have USB plug, which is gonna be this one, I guess. Let me check. Okay, yes. So this is going to be for the USB right here. These plugs have been modified to fit this, so you know, it might not be perfect, if you know what I mean. I want to plug in, just plug in, man. I finally figured it out, guys. So like I said, these plugs are modified. They have little slots down the side to allow them to go in. There's two little tabs on each side. They're too wide, or they're too tall to fit in the groove here. So I just clipped them down a little bit, and lo and behold, bam, fits like a glove. And we'll go from there. So now we're back on track, now that I've wasted a lot of time on that. But this is why I'm doing this video. If you guys want to do this, then learn from me. And then we're gonna plug the main harness in, like so. Bam. Okay, now with the exception of the top buttons, everything will be plugged in. So hopefully we can test it out now and make sure that everything works like it should. Because for the amount of money that this upgrade costs, I'm scared to death of it not working or having complications, because this isn't one of them things where you just walk away from and go, nah, I don't need it. Changed my mind, didn't work out, throw it in the trash. Maybe for some people, but not me. Alright, we'll put one in there. Now I'm gonna fire the truck up and see what it does. Sounds real ensuring. Okay guys, I'm an idiot. So I'm gonna tell you this right now because I am a super idiot. Right there. Forgot these plugs, man. This isn't gonna work without that. Why would you guys let me do that? Oh. Push everything back in. Again. Okay, next, here's the new one. So I need to take the top buttons out of the old one here and put them in the new one. Super easy, guys. They just pop right out, pop right in. All right, now we can get down to business. Plug the rest of this stuff in. All right, find the top two plugs. And now we should be golden. So snap that bad boy into place. Here we go. Let's test her out. It's definitely not where I'm at. I'm not in Dearborn, Michigan. Just setting up the Bluetooth now to my phone. Now I'm gonna set up my Wi-Fi. So my phone is connected, we're good there. So that is my Wi-Fi, and then your Wi-Fi is important on this because it'll do automatic downloads, so for your updates. Pandora, Sirius XM. So let's see, navigation probably doesn't have a signal. Yeah, it doesn't have a signal in here because I'm inside of a metal garage with a metal roof with solar panels on the roof. Okay, so it looks like that's all working. One thing I don't have on here is climate, and I'm going to add the climate screen on here. So I'm going to do that using Forescan. So I will jump back in here. Let's see if there's any updates real quick. Software is up to date. So yeah. So that's it. That's it. We're good there. I am going to jump into Forescan and see if I can add the climate control to this. Alright, so putting this thing back together the rest of the way. I mean, it's super simple. And whenever I do a project, I always end up with an extra screw, which is fitting now because, hey, I can put 2 screws back up in here where the center speaker goes. So if you got your center speaker, don't forget to plug that bad boy back in and find out that your GPS antenna is now on the way. So I guess as far as, you know, this antenna, GPS antenna goes, I'll just zip tie it to them wires right there so it's not hitting anything. Just the wires that are chilling here, I'm just going to zip tie the antenna to it. That way the antenna is kind of suspended without hitting a bunch of plastic stuff and rattling around. So that should be good. Centerpiece back in here. Snap her down. And then put the screws back in, bolts. And then lastly, you got your little speaker cover right here. That guy goes right there. Done. All right, give you guys a proper outro on this. It's been a while. I've used the system for a while. I came into 2 issues, and one of them was stated in the instructions. It stated that if you made a call and you couldn't hear the voice over the radio, then you got to get into ForeScan and change one of the numbers in one of the modules. That's in the instructions how to do it. If you're not familiar with ForeScan, it's a pretty cool program. I've got a bunch of videos on it. They also give you an ELM adapter, so you don't have to purchase that for your computer. You just need to be able to have a PC for the free Windows license. So I switched that around. Everything worked fine. And then my backup camera started fuzzing out. Well, I tore the dash apart, and it was that extra video input was grounding out on a piece of metal. So all I did is wrap some tape around the end of that, zip tied it up so it can't touch anything. And I have had no issues with this thing whatsoever. I mean, it's been great. Definitely worth the money. Would I pay full price for it? No, I would definitely wait for that thing to go on a good sale, and it will. You just might have to wait for a little while. Stupid mosquitoes. Anyway, it was a long video, guys, but I needed to make it as detailed as possible so you knew what you were getting yourselves into with this. It's a matter of time. It took me a few hours. You want to make sure you have a good chunk of the day set aside for this. But, you know, just in case you come across any issues. Would I recommend this conversion? Definitely. For me, I think it's way worth it. But yeah, enough rambling. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and we will see you in the next one. Later.